What is up, guys? Troy here, and today I wanted to bring you guys this video about some updates to what's been going on lately within my life, how it relates to the channel, and what's to come in the future. But for a moment, let's talk about the gameplay a bit first. Was playing on the pure Battlefield Rush servers a few nights ago and was able to record a ton of footage, had a lot of fun, and at the same time had a lot of frustrations. In this particular game on Epicenter, attacking side on Rush, I decided to do a little bit of something different. I played Recon and equipped the M39 EMR. Now I've actually barely have touched this weapon since the game released. I believe on the console side I have probably only 200 something kills, I'm not quite sure. But I quit using it fairly shortly after the Karkin DLC was released. But in this round, actually, I'm pretty successful with it. So I definitely think I'm going to start to use this weapon more often. I know that the SKS is the go-to semi-auto sniper within the game, and how a lot of people can be quite frustrated with them. They become so spammy. But I think that the M39 is something that's overlooked, and I'm going to start using it a lot more often. I've been quite fond of it the last few days. But let's get on with all the things that I wanted to mention. Now, the last few weeks have been really busy and hectic for myself, but starting on the 10th of August, I will be leaving to go on vacation, and I will be gone for over a month. But not to worry, I will be trying to get one video per week uploaded to YouTube during the time that I'm gone. I plan on taking my laptop with me, and we'll put a bunch of BF3 footage pre-recorded onto flash drives and upload wherever we're at a hotel. I usually like to stay at places that have free Wi-Fi, so it definitely shouldn't be a problem to get at least one video up per week. My brother and another friend of mine are going to be riding all around the countryside of New Mexico, Colorado, and we might even shoot on over to Utah or Arizona, not too sure yet. We kind of play it by ear and just see where things take us. Now when I get back to Dallas, I will be moving. I've been wanting to move out of my current place for a while now. I really need a bigger office, and I really plan on putting a lot of money into my setup for YouTube and for gaming beyond just my new gaming rig that I've put together. I want to keep making quality videos, and I want to improve the quality where it's needed. So I will definitely be looking into getting a better setup, especially in the sound equipment department, like better mics, better headsets, and I might even drop some money for a new dedicated sound card. This is my 5th gaming PC, but it's my first PC that doesn't have a dedicated sound card, so I've been thinking about that for a while, and I think I'm definitely going to go with a dedicated sound setup. And speaking of quality, if you've seen already, I have made a new intro. I wasn't really satisfied with the original one. It was too long, it wasn't simplified enough, and I had Blender sitting on my hard drive for a while, which is Blender is a 3D animation program that you can get for free on the internet. So I decided to give it a try and try to make a better quality introduction to all my YouTube videos. I like it so far, but I will probably keep messing around with it, tweak it a bit here and there, try to make it better. It's been rewarding and yet frustrating at the same time, having to learn a whole new editing program. But as I've said before, about 1,000 times probably, learning all these new processes has been the best part and the most fun part about doing YouTube for myself. I do have a bit of bad news that I do want to report. The Blu-ray drive within my PS3 has broken down, so I will be having to get a new one sometime. It'll be a while though, because the vacation I'm taking, and I'll be moving after I get back from taking this vacation. But the main reason that I want to get another PS3 is that it's my only Blu-ray player, and I have a bunch of Blu-ray movies, and I actually have a few other games that I haven't played yet on PS3. One of them is the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. I bought that game months and months ago, and it's still in its original packaging. I haven't even opened it yet. But I've always been a huge fan of the Metal Gear series, so I do eventually want to get around to playing that. Time to myself for gaming lately has been pretty short. Pretty much only been able to get on for a few hours here and there to bust out a couple of rounds of BF3. before something else needs my attention. Pretty much on the Steam summer sale last month, I picked up The Witcher and The Walking Dead. I still haven't found the time to be able to play any of them yet. Despite all this, though, this fall and coming holiday season are really shaping up to be a great time, not only for myself, but for everybody who's into gaming. I mean, you got the new consoles releasing. I'm going to have all the games I've had that I picked up on the Steam summer sale, Battlefield 4, of course, YouTube. So I'm really excited. College football is going to be starting up here pretty soon, and shortly after that, NFL football. I'm a huge fan of both. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is that I've been thinking about this lately, and I'm thinking of showcasing some PlanetSide 2 on the channel, and was curious if any of you guys would be interested in seeing any PlanetSide 2. Now, I started playing this game back when it was first released. I believe it was last November, and it was pretty fun. And I played it for about 2 months straight, but I pretty much quit. I believe it was this past January sometime, because really the game was horribly optimized. It was creating these huge bottlenecks on the CPU side. I mean, it really didn't matter if you had a quad-core i5 or even a quad-core i7. And supposedly it was even worse off if you had an AMD CPU, but I remember when I first started playing the game, I was getting 80 to 85 frames per second with usually a mixture of low and high, or a low and medium graphical settings, because I turned it down a lot lower than, say, Battlefield 3 because of the server sizes of 500, 600 people in one battle. Is quite a lot of information for not only a server to process, but for your own system to process. Even with that, at first I was getting 80 to 85 frames per second, and then towards the very end of my playing time, the last 2 weeks that I played it, it was just, there was a huge patch that came out. I believe it was like 5 or 6 gigs, and my frames, even on areas of a server that were sparsely populated, I would get 45 to 50 frames per second, and I didn't change any of my graphical settings or any of the settings in the options menu. And that was really frustrating. And then be able to jump over to Battlefield 3 and you're playing at 90 to 110 frames on average per second. Going back and forth between the two games, I just couldn't play like that, and the frame rate was just really, really bad. So yeah, terribly bad optimization when the game was first released, but from what I hear, a while back, I believe it was a couple months ago, supposedly Sony Online Entertainment has fixed that problem, and the CPU optimization problems are nowhere near as bad as they used to be. So I definitely love to hear what you guys think about seeing some PlanetSide 2. But as always, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Appreciate you watching, and of course, take care.